way from Tamworth originally. A Datsun 100A. Great colour as well. Very rare. Full hyacinth bouquet spec. I'm sure I've got the brochures for these. I think this is an FSO. Belgian register Lada Samara convertible. That is one handsome car, the Peugeot 504. Amazing to see that. Well, good morning folks, welcome to the Old Classic Car channel. Today it is the Festival of the Unexceptional here at Grimsthorpe Castle. Now this is an event I haven't been to before, so I'm not quite sure what to expect. I know it includes something called the Concours de l'Ordinaire, a celebration of basic cars, lower spec cars, the cars that typically are the last ones to be preserved. It always seems to be the sporty ones, the luxurious versions that get saved first of all, and your L's and your basics and your City X's, etc. they tend to get forgotten about, but not at this event. This is an event purely for the cars that tend to get forgotten about, but typically are the ones that everyone can associate with. Like I say, I've not been here before, so I'm not really sure what to expect, but I'm going to head over there and see what I can find. Reliance Finest. The lovely Reliance Regal there, all the way from Tamworth originally.
I think it's an absolute...
A limited edition Vauxhall Astra Mark 1, followed by a Peugeot. Now, which one's this? 305 Estate, I think. And that is followed by a Mark II version of the Ford Fiesta, this one about 1985. Bit of everything here today, but like I say, unexceptional cars, mainly from the 70s through to the 2000s by the look of it. Here's the immediate predecessor to our XJ8, the X300, the 6-cylinder car. Very smooth. Now, which version is that? The XJ Executive. A very bonny little Mini, followed by the 46 3 Series BMW. Behind that, the predecessor to the X300, the Jaguar XJ40. VW Scirocco, and in its mirrors, a great little Renault 4. Another French gem behind that, a 405 Estate. What do we have here? A Mazda Demio, no less. Peugeot 306 Saloon. That's a rare girl now. And through here in front of Grimsthorpe Castle itself is where the Concours de l'Ordinaire takes place. And look at the condition of the Citroën. Wow. Super clean van. So yeah, very different vibe to this event. Lots of the cars that hitherto have tended to be overlooked, but this is the event for them, and yeah, I'm looking forward to this one a lot. Well, how has that survived? Ooh, that takes me back. We used to have a 1985 three-door Golf on a C registration, bright orange it was. And look at this incredible Bedford Rascal that's just rolled up. Super rare. The vehicles that are here today are the kind of thing that you would have seen on every street corner, bonnet up at the weekend, being serviced by enthusiastic home mechanics, oil changes, repairs, all that kind of thing, just to keep them going and on the road again for the following Monday morning. Now, despite growing up with lots and lots of the cars that are going to be here today, I'm not all that sharp on them, so I will have to defer to boot badges and so on throughout the course of today. But this row here is headed up by an immaculate Mark I version of the Ford Mondeo with perfect plastic bumpers, which isn't always something you could say about those, often gaffer taped together in midlife. And this is the Fiat Multipla. This is a 1.6 ELX apparently. Again, one of those cars that you used to see pretty common, pretty regularly even, but now hardly ever. There's a little Daewoo Lanos over here on the end of the row. What is this Nissan? It is an Almera SLX, complete with dealer plates. Just pulling in a Datsun 100A. Now I do remember those from when I was a nipper back in the 1970s. What a fantastic colour as well. Pretty mad. And alongside it, its slightly younger brother, the Nissan Sunny B12 Estate. It belongs to Old Cars New Van on YouTube of this parish, and a Austin Montego from circa 1984 alongside that, again with dealer plates. And look at that, a Skoda Favorit. Favourite. Rover 800 waits its parking arrangements, and tucked in behind that's a similarly coloured but much older Triumph Toledo. Very bonny Ford car. Behind that, a Matra Marina, I believe. Electric fans whirring away. A couple more YouTubers arriving over there.
Got marina door out. What is it? Oh, that's it. Oh, Rolls Royce. Oh, that is my car. That is my car. I couldn't live with that.
Honda Jazz follows in the Rolls Royce Silver Shadow 2. Look at this Lada convertible. By gum. Belgian registered. Nissan Bluebird 5-door hatch, followed by Volvo V70. We used to have one identical to that. The Vauxhall Vectra there, followed by its granddaddy, the Vauxhall Cavalier. A little Rover R8 series, 5-door hatch, Range Rover Classic. I'm not sure that's unexceptional. That's the Ford Fiesta Mark III. Well, that is ideal transport for Festival of the Unexceptional. Little Peugeot Estates, the 305 rather, second one of those we've seen today. And this Renault Twingo I passed some miles away on the drive over this morning. Wow, VW Passat. Lightweight Renault 4. Another Fiesta, we used to have a white one of those, followed by a Vauxhall Astra Mark III. XJ8. Little Hyundai there, is that an accent? It is indeed, a 1.3 GSI. Don't forget to leave me a note in the comments if you've owned any of these cars. There's an early Honda Prelude behind it. Yeah, let me know in the comments of your experiences of any of the cars that feature here. Great little Fiesta van there, wow. There's a super clean van. Little MGZR behind that. Lancia Beta Berlin. The saloon version, despite the shape, the saloon car version of the Lancia Beta. Seriously unusual car now. A Mark II Fiesta and an Astra behind it. The mighty Land Cruiser, an MG BGT behind that. VW Golf Mark IV, a little Renault 5. Certainly quite the queue to get in.
It's because it's adjusted to my eyes. We need to.
Is it Peugeot 205?
With the whole that part down like
Fiat Punto Cabriolet. Ooh, look at that Talbot.
Do you think that's a Punto, that thing I just went through?
Little Peugeot there, 306. The Yugo Sana. By gum.
You go!
Correctly guess the entire line of cars because we don't have the batteries.
Behind the Corsa, the Renault 12.
Why did you use up all my battery
Mark 1 Laguna behind that. VW Polo from the mid 1990s.
Oh, I see a Mark 1 Octavia!
Wow, another Lancia Beta. Great colour as well. These things used to rust so badly, Lancia ended up buying a lot of them back. Incredible to see any of them here now. Got a C-Class Mercedes behind that. One of the GM era Saabs. Two side now, right?
Oh yes.
Rich.
Just really, I've told you before, and I'm not going to bore you again because you're doing it. Just want to come and say hello. And people that
Look at that little Seat Marbella. Seat built, Spanish built version of the Fiat Panda. Pair of Diomedes is there. Sure, I've seen one of those before somewhere. A little bit more Fiat Multipla action there. All sorts of cars. Look at that Toyota with Renault 5 in its mirrors. The Renault 5 GT Turbo. And that is the Renault 5 that you do tend to see at some of the classic car events that we get to. But today we'll be focusing mainly on the more basic versions. VW Golf Mark II behind that. Big Volvo from the mid-90s. So what's that, a 960? Or is it the S90? Little three-door hatch version of the Vauxhall Nova, followed by Fiat Panda, mighty Vauxhall Omega, the early Rover 200 series, that a German registered example. Wow. I spy CX behind the Volvo. Rover 600 follows the Jaguar XJS. Diesel powered Peugeot 106 behind that. With a 5-door Rover hatch there. One of the R8 series of Rover 200s. The VW camper. Couple of Citroen BXs next. That is the Saint-Tropez limited edition. And an estate car version jacked up high on its suspension there. Lowered once again. Blimey. The Chrysler Alpine. God. Well, that is a car I haven't seen in many a year. It's a 525i BMW behind that, an E28. A little Fiat Tipo. MR2. Ford Fiesta there. A XR2i, Nissan Micra, Rover 75 and an Allegro Estate. Look at that stunning Volvo 144. The distinctive timing chain sound of the A-Series powered Mini. With the Volvo V70, quite a popular choice for Festival of the Unexceptional this year. Diesel powered Rover behind that on a K-plate. One of the 400 series saloons with rubber bumper. MG Midget behind that, the 1500cc car. Got an open top version now of the Rover 200. And a Citroen XM. Or is it? No. That is the Xantia, isn't it? Sounds like a V6. Now, twice in the last week I've spotted a Nissan Prairie just like this one driving around close to base back at OCC HQ. I'm not sure if it's this one, but there must be very few of them around. Super rare sight. Ooh, look at that lovely Granada, the Mark 1 Granada. That is a pretty tasty looking car, slightly lowered, big alloy wheels on that one. But yeah, great looking car, 2 litre badging. And that's followed by a 6 Series BMW, probably a 635. They also did the 633 as well, but not many of those around. Let's have a quick look at the back. Debadged, but the 635 registration's a bit of a giveaway. You got a Mark II Cavalier and a Bentley behind that. Is that unexceptional? Don't know. Behind that though is a 1984 MG Metro. And a glorious magenta TR6 behind that. And a Leyland Princess. I think that's the first one of those I've seen here today. Yeah, what a beauty. And there's another purple TR6 behind the Princess. Ooh, Rover P4, very nice. Dutch registered Citroen, Peugeot 405, Dakar edition, and a great little Vauxhall Nova there. Such a neat looking design. That is the booted 4-door car, classic flat front 900 turbo. I had one that year, 1985. Oh, it's the booted one. Wow, a Citroen LNA. If you saw the video I did a little while back of our trip to France, we did stumble across one or two of those. A little Unos Roadster. A few Dutch registered cars here today, so clearly the Festival of the Unexceptional is a pretty popular affair. It's just a single day event. It's been going for a few years now. This is my first visit here, so like I say, I wasn't really quite sure what to expect. I'm not quite sure what the criteria is for the cars. A very clean Mark 1 Mondeo, little Toyota. Now what's that? Let's defer to the rear panel. Corolla, Volvo 360 GLT, pretty neat. Another of the Mark II VW Siroccos. Little Rover Metro there. Cars still pouring in, still quite the queue to get here. Triumph Dolomite, like a bit of that. Little Mazda, is that a 121? I'm to scrape the memory banks on that one. It is indeed. Another dolly. Make that 2 more dollies. Little Toyota here. Which one's that? Is that another Corolla? It's a Carina. Little Mazda 323, I think. Yep, got that one right. Citroen. Opel Monza. Sounds very tasty indeed, and look at this great old Talbot camper. Another Mark 1 version of the Renault Laguna, and behind that, second Twingo of the day, or at least the second Twingo that I've seen here today. Never sold here in the UK, all of the ones you see are private imports. .124 series Merc Estates, the S124, had 4 of those, another XJ6, very nice. Queue is starting to fade away now, so we'll probably stick around for a couple more minutes and then head back towards the main display field, which is where this Rover 800 is heading off to, followed by the Fiat Cinquecento and an E36 BMW 3 Series behind that. Got a 2002 Land Rover Freelander, great colour. I've got a little Zastava behind that. One of the licensed built Fiat 128 base cars. Very rare. More Mondeo action, and how that pretty scarce now, these Rover 200s, full Hyacinth bouquet spec. This is a license built Maestro, I think. going off the age of it. This is a Spitfire Mark IV, 1300, 1296cc to be precise. Another E36, this one a cabriolet. Now, is this a Nissan 100NX? I think it might be. I'm sure I've got the brochures for these. It is indeed. Looks like one of the exhibitors is benefiting from a lift-in today. 205, a magnificent Citroen van. Super little Fiat Panda there. Second 1987, followed by the Hyundai Coupe. Fiat Punto. Lights ablaze, and in our favourite colour, late 1970s Citroen Visa. Superb. Volvo 240 there. And the Citroen, which one's that? I always forget. It's the Zara with a little Hyundai accent. The Audi wagon. Oh, what's that? Perodure, is it? I'll have to cheat again, I think. Another little Mazda here. The Mazda was a 323F. Just when I thought the queue was starting to die down, still pouring in. Oh, there's one of these Golfs lives close to us. Is this the Adventure? Is that the Adventure? It's the Country, that's it, the Synchro Country. I think this is an FSO. It is indeed the Polonaise, one of the facelifted ones. VW, of course. Type 2. And in hot pursuit, Ford Fiesta. Another Rover and a Mark II MX-5. And a Fiat Punto just behind that. Magnificent headgear in the MX-5. Toyota MR2 Mark I. And I pan to the left for the Defender. Mercedes-Benz A-Class. Mercedes 190E. And the VW Passat. Late 1990s. One of the bread van era of Volkswagen Polos. There's a Saab 9000, part of the original Type 4 project. This was big brother to the 900. Another classic Swede behind that, Volvo 240. Could be a GLT with those alloy wheels. A Honda CRX and a Citroen AX next in the queue. And oh look, another Citroen Visa. A Honda Insight. Pandas are another popular choice here today. Oh, the Lancia, which one is that? I'm not entirely sure. Might have to check up on that one. A Seicento and a Punto over here. Jaguar S-Type, Ford Fiesta, Vauxhall Cavalier, Saloon, that's the CD version, that was the posh the upmarket version. The Jaguar XJ40 of the 1990s. Look at this, the Volvo PV544 based pickup truck. By gum. That's based, there was the Duet, which was the van, so maybe the pickups were also called the Duet, but yeah, rare scenes here today. Good grief. Little Fiat Superstrada Cabriolet. Volvo 340. A DL. Not the sporty GLT in this case. There's another one of those limited edition Mark 1 Astras. So what was this one called? I remember seeing these around. Very plush. 1.3S EXP. Another Saab 900, a 3-door Saab 900. The base spec model 1985. And the Maestro there with the MG Maestro alloy wheels. But this is the Vanden Plas, so maybe they also had those wheels. Just a bit of the damp stuff coming in now. Little Talbot Samba Cabrio. GT6. Honda Accord Aero Deck, now that's a rare sight. Citroen CX Prestige. Yeah. 190 Mercedes-Benz, and just to my left, Ford Sierra XR4i, the V6 engine burbling away merrily to itself. Mighty Renault Velsatis. It's a V6 powered car, 2002 registration, same year as the XJ8 that brought me over here today. Subaru Justy all-wheel drive. And an E39 BMW 523i. 3 Series Estate. Right behind that, and another Citroen CX of the 1970s, presumably. That one on the private plates, the CX Athena. This is the Ford Orion, the booted Escort, Mini City, the Austin Allegro Estate. Looks like it means business. Starting to get just a little bit damp now. Another of the Type 4 cars, this, the Alpha 164. It's a collaboration between Saab, Alfa, Fiat and Lancia. Triumph 1300, the front wheel drive car. Very nice. Lots of cleaning, primping and polishing here in the concourse area for the Concours de l'Ordinaire in front of Grimsthorpe Castle itself. I think all the concourse cars must be pretty much there by now. Well, the little 1300 front wheel drive has just gone in. So I think now is probably the time to have a wander around there and just see what is competing for overall honours here today.
Living what we preach. We're working towards ultimately the ultimate goal of keeping we're going, keeping it protected, keeping it
Now, obviously I can't feature every single car that's here today at Festival of the Unexceptional, but hopefully this video will give you a bit of a flavour for the kind of things you will find here if you decide to pop along in future years. It's the Eagle Quest limousine.
Predecessor brought on a number of cars onto what was called the Drive It fleet, and these cars were loaned generally.
And the Honda Beat.
Were bequeathed or gifted, but the majority of the cars drive old cars. I think when I first joined a year in,
it's this fantastic little Skoda Rapid convertible over here.
That really was kind of, you know, when things got going. Dave was very much positioning the charity then about putting the next generation into the drivers.
Fantastic Survivor that is.
And building on that.
Just what the event is all about from what I can tell. Pretty cool.
To experience the cars and bring them into
and I love how on cars of this era having a 5-speed box was a bit of a big deal, especially at this end of the market, so you would proudly have a badge on the back proclaiming the fact. Anyway, where was I? Oh yes, the Concours de l'Ordinaire. Great little 1991 Peugeot 205 Trio Edition. I do love these information boards, just the sort of thing you would have seen in a dealership back in the 1980s. In immaculate condition. So many different limited edition versions of the 205 were offered here. Mercedes-Benz A-Class. I remember trying one of these out. We were thinking of buying one of these many years ago. I think one of the weak spots on these was the steering column, if I remember right. More than that I don't remember, but I remember reading that steering columns or steering racks could be a bit of a problem area on these early A-classes. Super little Nissan Micra 1 litre celebration here. Battling the elements. It is drizzling a little bit, so chamois leathers will be to the fore here in the concourse area, I'm sure. Yep, that was a Perodua Nipper that we saw driving in just a short while ago. Yep, this is definitely one popular event. It's one I've been meaning to come to for several years now. Keep reading about it, keep thinking I should really get along to that to see what's going on. Unfortunately, in 2025 I actually made it here. A little Citroen ZX brake, the Estate 1.9D Reflex Edition. Ford Escort Estate, so that's the Mark IV Ford Escort. A Polo alongside over here, the Polo Boulevard. There's the Rover 214 SI, and there's that super clean Vauxhall Cavalier Mark II on the end of the row here, a 1.6L. No GLs or CDs here. This was the L. This was the car of choice for many sales reps, driving, hammering up and down the motorway day in, day out, week in, week out. Cavaliers, Sierras, super popular choices for the travelling sales rep and indeed the family car buyer. And it's good to see a number of them represented here today. Is that incredible Citroen Berlingo van. Super clean. How this one has survived from 1999, well, it's anyone's guess. Renault Clio displaying its transverse mounted engine there. The Clio Grande. It's a Montego, an immaculate Montego of the early 1980s. This is one we had a quick look at much earlier on today, but super clean car. Rare to see one of these with clean arches on it. They always seem to go rusty pretty quickly. This great little Nissan Estate we've already mentioned. This Nissan Sunny, the B12 edition, and this incredible little Datsun 100A on the end of the row here. Just 6,700 miles from new on this one. There's the Mark II VW Golf that we saw arriving a little while back now. VW Polo. Remember Dad had one of those. The Fiat Ulysse. Oh, no, I do remember these. Wasn't there some of the badge engineered versions of these?
Well, it is a fit, but
My memory's a bit hazy on these now. Big side doors on these. Nissan Almera. Again, one of those cars that used to be pretty much everywhere and you barely noticed them going about their business. Pretty unspectacular car, but celebrated here today because that's what it's all about. Wonderful beaded seat covers, who remembers those? I'm just surrounded by cars that I remember growing up with. The Daewoo Lanos over here. Ugly Beauty, the Fiat Multipla. There's that super clean Mondeo. Right, let's keep going around here. And what do we see over here in front of Grimsthorpe Castle itself? Well, here is that one of the Lancia Betas. This is a 1979 Lancia Beta Berliner for saloon, and it's an automatic. How has that survived on the Ghia registration? It's left-hand drive. Yeah, from the shape at first glance you'd assume it was a hatchback, but no, this is the Berliner, the saloon, because it's got a boot. Bit of information there. Supplied new in Ghent, Belgium, 24th September 1979. Dry stored in a heated garage for decades, which is why it survived. I'm the third register keeper. Imported the car to the UK 1st of July 2024.
and you put some nice grease books on it.
Next to the Lancia is this magnificent 1981 Talbot Alpine GL. This is one of the facelifted cars, I believe, in super clean condition. If we just have a quick peer underneath, you can just see all the proper edges. Incredible cars, quite distinctive engine notes on these. Similar sound to the Talbot Horizon. Dealer supplier sticker in the back window there. We like that kind of thing. Just back up a little bit. So cool to see all these really unusual cars that must survive in probably single digits now. There must be so few of these still on the road. Right, let's go around here, keep out of people's way. There's the Fiesta van. And given how hammered most vans usually are, it's incredible any of these survive at all. It's even got the little optional perspex covers for the headlights.
Right,
Mine just rotted away.
Right, come on now then, so we've got a pick.
I've not heard of a Meridian, a Fiesta Meridian.
Real variety of unexceptional cars here today. It's a Fiesta, also with the clear perspex covers over the front lights. It's a Fiesta Meridian edition, 1.1. I remember buying a 3-door Mark III Fiesta from a neighbour many moons ago. I think it was £80 we paid for it, and on the end of the row this incredible Skoda Favorit that we saw driving in before this, a 1992 Favorit Forum Edition, super duper rare car. And talking of super clean wheel arches, let's have a quick look under here because, wow, I'm not sure if the camera's going to pick that up. How clean is that under there? It's in incredible condition. I love the little Skoda logo on the back of the door mirror. Oh, what an incredible car. The interior looks like new. What's the mileage? Can we see the mileage? 30,744. Unleaded or leaded 4-star. Yeah, incredible. Dealer plates. Clarion Cars Limited of Worthing. Now 17 mixtape. And the correct brochure on the rear parcel shelf. Polish registered. Quite an upmarket car for the range. Headlamp wipers. Yep, some pretty incredible cars here in the Concours de l'Ordinaire. It's proving to be very, very popular indeed. I'm not sure how many years this event has been going on for, but it's certainly a few now. Look how clean it is under the bonnet of this Daewoo. Pop the bonnet and you kind of recognise everything that's there, and you can get at things as well. Pretty incredible.
They build a metal box.
Did I miss anything over this way? There's a great little Rover 5-door hatch. And there's that incredible rascal. And behind it, a super clean Citroen Berlingo. I remember Dad bought one of these. I collected a little vintage trailer in the back of it, going back, but it certainly wasn't this clean.
Passion fuels this industry. I mean, it's something that we can all see here today, like, you know, the amount of enthusiastic people.
Red jacket, he's a mechanic. I'm a kind of
A number of cars have escaped temporarily from the British Motor Museum at Gaydon. I was down there just a couple of weeks ago. Here we've got the Mini 9X. This was a prototype and design idea to replace the Mini. Didn't actually happen. Unfortunately, the car survives in the collection down there.
they make it almost a lifestyle.
There's the Leyland ECV3. This is a pretty bonkers looking car. I remember seeing this in the reserve collection.
And they've kept in touch. And that is amazing.
1981, the ECV3, the energy conservation vehicle.
I'm having a really fun time. And I think with the Heritage Skills Academy as well.
A few photos being taken over there, so let's go this way.
You know, especially as a young person, it's really hard. Yeah, I mean, they definitely look up. I think one thing that I've learned.
Magnificent Ford Zephyr 6 Mark 1.
And how everybody knows everyone. It's crazy. I'll just be talking to someone and I just mention a random name and they'll be like, "Oh, so and so." I was like, "Yeah, how do you know them?"
I'm not sure if the cars are parked in any particular order or theme.
Is celebrating 10 years actually. I know you.
Some of these we did see driving in before, but wow, let's have a bit of a wander around and see what stands out. The Ford Orion, the Orion Ghia. You can tell that by the little badge on the front wing, and indeed the shiny surround to the air intake there. There's that super little CX with BX alongside that. Oh, there's the Talbot Samba roof down. There's bravery for you. Roof folded, complete with matching Samba baseball cap and shades. Pretty neat. Let's keep going over here, see what we can see. Oh, there's another Datsun 100A next to the little Rover 216 GSI. Super rare car, and it's got one of those plastic rear window louvers in this one. Who remembers buying these out of the pages of a performance car or something like that? Who made this one? Autoplas. Rare thing to see now. Still a few cars coming in. Toyota Previa just to my left. Astra SRI, the Mark II Astra. Van version of the little MG ZR. Saw one of those down at Gaydon not long ago. There's the Polo Harley Quinn, the multicolour VW, next to another Lancia Beta Berliner.
Incredible to see and be like, I know her kind of thing, and success.
The second Bedford rascal of the day. We'll just cut through here. Lots of, I see a Morris Minor. Let's go and have a look at that. Another air-cooled Citroen here, thanks to the arrival of this mid-1980s Citroen 2CV. Our 240D gets a wipe down. Yeah, what year is this then? Oh, it's original registration. Proper number plates as well. I like that kind of thing. I'm guessing it's a Series 2. Yeah, Series 2. So split windscreen. This is the car that launched the A-Series engine in to the Morris Minor as standard. It was unexceptional 40 years ago. I'm a daily driver, it says. Oh, 4-door Morris Minor. Great to see that.
There's more! Yes, anti power!
They do get trusted, that's it.
All sorts here, little commercials, hatchbacks, saloons, bit of everything. Oh, this is well travelled. The REM cassette on top of the dash there. Fantastic. So got a nice old Konica camera in there, a couple more tapes, Nirvana.
We do treat them with respect. Anybody out there who's our locals in our love to talk.
The Mazda 626, brought over from Fiji. Wow, and the Volvo 340 here. We'll just have a amble around. This stunning Renault 4. Oh, great colour as well. It's in lovely condition, that one. 1986. Spitty, a 1500 XK8 on the end here. This is a little Lancia, I think. I forget the model. There's a Proton Citroen GSA. Pretty sure I've seen this one somewhere else on YouTube before now. Still cars pouring in. Big fields here, but I'm sure they are beginning to fill up. We've got a VDP 1500. So the Van den Plas version of the Allegro, really. Although never referred to as the Allegro. Porsche 924. Lots of proper brochures on the rear parcel shelf of this 205. 1.1 Mardi Gras, built in February, look, a Maxi, built in February of 1995. Again, a few cassette tapes in there, now mixes, now 8. Proper Mardi Gras mats and indeed interior trim. Ford Fiesta Mini gets a wipe down. Rolls-Royce shooting brake.
Yeah, that was probably the hardest to drive, but
I'll have to try and get a closer look at that one later. Bought a Vauxhall Carlton once, an estate as a bit of a project, but that never really came to fruition. Ended up weighing it in. Let's keep going down here. I've got an Austin Ambassadors, 2 of.
I know the other.
Little Rover Streetwise on the end. Right, let's carry on over here. 405 estate, complete with Peugeot Tandem. That's pretty groovy. I remember when I was a kid I had a Peugeot bike, very similar paint scheme to that. It was like a metallic blue but still with those checker patterns on. parks just perfect on the top of there. Brilliant job. Here's that Mazda Demio. There's another little Renault 4 next to a mini escort van here. VW Vento. Quite a few rain clouds around, but it is actually warming up a little bit, so fingers crossed it'll stay like that. Let me know if you visited this event before, which car or cars really stand out for you. Some 190e Mercedes there. A little Fiat 128. Mate of mine's dad had one of these. He was more used to driving his BMW 3 litre S. He got in his Fiat 128, drove it all the way to London in third gear, forgetting that he wasn't in an automatic. So pretty cool to see one of those here today. Here is that incredible Belgian registered Lada Samara convertible. What an amazing thing. I'll just stand back here, try and not get run over. Proton inbound. Yeah, what an incredible little Lada. Occasionally see one of those parked up in town with a Honda Beat. Right, let's carry on down here, but this is incredible, this Lada. I never even knew they existed. Oh, mid-1980s Wartburg. Little two-stroke engine popping away to itself. Volvo 480 ES. Skoda behind that, and another front-wheel drive Triumph 1300 of the late 1960s. The Lotus XL behind that.
That's really nice.
Let's just keep ambling around in a vague direction down the field. Another little Honda Beat. And a super Renault 4 van. Now some of these, yeah, this one's got the lift up panel here, so if you want to carry your ladders, that hinges up the top bit and you can have your ladders poking out of the back, or your baguette. But yeah, fantastic. C'est magnifique. Great set of wheels on it as well. I'm quite sure what they're off, but they do look the part. There's a little diamond shaped side indicator repeater, echoing the shape of the Renault badge. Another Honda Insight over here.
She was like, you weren't impressed.
So let's have a Crown Victoria. All sorts of things. I see an XJ40 just driving in. Fiesta early Honda Prelude. This is the automatic, or Honda-matic, as they were known as. Over there, Matra Marina next to the C-Class Merc. Let's keep going down here. Hatch up on the MGB. Great engine access on these 700 series Volvos. Reminds me a bit of the old E-Class Merc. You used to be able to pop the bonnet back a bit further for servicing. It'd come up to about here, and then you could clip something out of the way and it would go way back on itself, giving you access similar to this. Very practical, those sensible Swedes. Super E28 there. Love the look of that.
There it is.
Looks like an early bay window. Yep. On the G registration. Alfa Romeo follows, another Hyundai coming in.
Go back on the road, sort it out.
There's that Renault 12. Very neat little car. Period radio in this one.
It lived nothing.
The 480 ES alongside Toyota Celica. Make that two 480 ESs. There's that German registered 213S. If your car's here and I don't feature it, I apologise in advance. Fortunately, I did manage to capture quite a lot of the cars as they were driving in, so if I don't video it parked up, then maybe I got it on the way in. Vauxhall Senator is at the end of this row, alongside 330 Ci and the Z4, Rover 600, and a pair of BXs, bonnets raised, showing off their transverse engines. Here's one of those super rare Chrysler Alpines. This one on our registration, late 1970s. My abiding memory of one of these is a bright orange one mouldering away under a tree just a couple of roads away from where I grew up. Very, very distinctive engine, though, not the quietest engine ever created. I think it was probably shared in the Talbot Horizon. But yeah, what a treat to see cars like this here today. I'm guessing this is a fairly basic spec car from an era when having a passenger door mirror or passenger sun visor was not guaranteed. This one's got a driver's door mirror but no passenger mirror, it's not plush enough for that, and no head restraints either, so I'm guessing this is a fairly base model version of the Alpine. Oh, look at that lovely bag in the back. Oof. Great to see. And this is a GL Alpine, a GL, but passenger door mirror was still an optional extra, if indeed you could get one at all. But note, proper number plates, reflective metal number plates with the separate letters. No silver and black inappropriate plates on this beauty. Wow. Car of the year 1976. So this is GL, which means it has the smaller 1294cc engine and base trim. One owner from new. But coming from Middlesbrough, it had suffered terribly from the harsher climate and was appallingly rusty. Apart from the roof and one rear wing, all the body panels had to be replaced and a massive amount of welding carried out, not having been on the road since 1992. Wow, that's incredible. The lucky find was a supply in France of the original Simca seat fabric, a very thin nylon material. Wow, so this car has undergone quite the restoration. Isn't it wonderful to see such a cared for example here today? As with all the cars that are here today, all looked after, somehow have survived to the 2020s and all now in appreciative hands. Same goes for this Proton, the Black Knight edition from 1989, and the Mark III Astra alongside. That is one handsome car, the Peugeot 504. I really like those. It's just starting to rain again. I think it's time for a coffee. A few spots of rain won't slow us down. Another Opel. No, it is not an Opel Monza. I can't really see it, I'm afraid, but it's a Vauxhall Royale. Oof, rare sights. Tata Nano. Indian built, I think those, aren't they? The next generation of underwhelming cars from 2001 onwards. So these are cars that will feature in the main show in years to come. Just the kind of cars that will be invited back here before very long indeed. Cars as far as the eye can see. I'll try and feature as many as I can. Pretty ominous clouds looming over there. Coffee in hand. BMW Z3, a 3-litre I version of the Z3, same colour as the one I used to run just a few years ago, pre-MX5 days. There's that Mazda 121, rare sight. I remember when those were current, got the full-length pull-back sunroof in our favourite colour, so as it is in our favourite colour, let's have a closer look. Yeah, it's pretty overcast, a little bit damp, but not to worry. Roof down on the midget. That roof needs to go up pretty quick. Oh, the Renault 5 Prima edition. This is one busy show for a one-day event. Oh, there's that glorious Rover P4, slightly more familiar territory there. There's a lovely example, two-tone grey. It's the Rover 80, and it's started to rain properly now, a joy of joy. Right, hope that midget's roof gets put up sooner rather than later, but I think for now we'll go and hide under this tree.
Careful of some landmines.
I might have to get out.
Looks like a world gathering for the Sinclair C5.
Yeah, they are, aren't they? Mark 4 Festival.
Or just like a Tasman, but yeah, he said just try one, so I tried one.
The rain has eased off a little bit now, it's not completely gone, but yeah, a bit of rain never hurt. It's that Toyota Carina, wide body Z3, Toyota Corolla, Nissan Primera, the Dream Chaser.
Yeah.
Oh, there's that 900 Turbo, the booted two-door version of the Saab Turbo, the flat front 900, which is actually quite a rare, unusual sight. Most of them have got the slopey front, the later slopey front, but this is the flat-fronted two-door saloon, which makes this one actually very, very rare indeed. Here's that great little Yugo Zastava, based on the Fiat 128. Well-remembered dealerships full of these, and the little smaller Yugo 45s. Yugo for Yugoslavia. There's me saying that the rain had disappeared. It seems to have come back again. Rover Vitesse alongside. I think I'll have to go and hide under there again. There's a little Mazda 323F. I'd love to know just how many of these sort of things are still around now. Must be very few. So the Ford Orion coming in. Yeah, that's a 323F. 16 valve. Another C-Class Merc just driving in over there. Next to the Alpha 33 is that base spec mid-80s Saab 900. So this was the entry-level model, basic tin wheels, no alloy wheels, carburettor, no fuel injection, or even no turbo, of course. It's always nice to see another flat front. There's the XJ40 alongside. Oh, the roof down is on the Escort. Oh dear, it's going to get a little soggy in there. Yes, indeed, it is. Very soggy in there. Right. Cavalier there. There's that Lancia again. The Fiat Panda and that Super Citroen Visa alongside it. Great colour. Super clean example, that one. This has also got those protective covers over the headlights. Nice little accessory. The Citroen AX Chicago on the CRX Sub Cabriolet and the FSO Polonaise. Oh yes, this is one of these sort of later facelifted cars. I remember these and the one that came before. Yeah, pretty cool to see that here today. Not so cool to see this rain though, it's a bit annoying.
Like the battery or some bits went under the floor pan, didn't it? Yeah. A bit like when the Audi A2 did the same. Said, looks so small, then the car that is, when you should look at
The roof goes up on the Audi. Right, it's eased off a bit now, so let's carry on. The Alpha, just the 145. Yep, there's that Honda Accord Aero deck. Quite a sleek looking kit. Bit of kit, that one. It has been quite a few years since I last clapped eyes on one of these. Pop-up headlamps as well, we like that kind of thing. Big fan of pop-ups. Bonnet is up on the CX. Just saw another silver shadow purring its way in. All sorts here today. Another great little Twingo. Very cheerful colour, very, very light sort of green colour. Suzuki Vitara on the end. What is this? Eterna? Assuming, is this a special import Mitsubishi?
Might as well just say more than you can afford.
Never heard of that. Judging by the shape of the plate on the front, I'm guessing this is a car that someone's imported themselves. Full-time, four-wheel drive, says on the front. Alpha GTV next to the 205. Super looking little car. Hi. Hyundai there. Triumph TR7 in our favourite colour, roof up, very wise indeed. Quite an early disco. TDI. A booted Polo. Ooh, gorgeous early GT6. Renault 4 hot on its heels. Punto Cabriolet. Talking of cabriolets, we've got a Golf here, I'll make that two Golfs. Staying with VW, another Mark II Sirocco. With a CX just down there. Renault 21 2-litre injection. MG Maestro Turbo, little Peugeot 106, Subaru, Renault Megane. Oh, here's that 2CV V6 Special. Super little car. Roof very much in place, keeping the damp stuff out. There's a Rover Mini 30 over there. Do see those at quite a few of the classic events we get to. Not so many of these Kias, mind you. Although I do bump into one occasionally at some of the do's we get to. This one's chopped up a Mark IV Golf. Nice little job of that one. Right, what have we got along here? Citroen, Mark 1 Laguna, Mark 1 MR2 over there. There's this great little Suzuki pickup. Now I did catch a glimpse of this one driving in before. Let's see what this is. Assuming this is a special import job as well. The Mighty Mini Workhorse Suzuki Super Carry DC 51T 1993. It's Merc coming past. There you go. This one is up for sale. There's a Mazda MX-6. The DeLorean. The DMC-12 V6 power. Gull wing doors, stainless steel bodywork. '7 Series, they're on the E38s. And here is that incredible Rolls Royce. The Rolls Royce. It's got a safari badge on it.
Range Rover, yeah.
So it's got a Range Rover back end. Well, it's a bit of a Range Rover tailgate.
It's a Range Rover lift-up tailgate. I wonder if the bottom bit also folds down. It looks like it probably does. So it's got the split tailgate job. The Chelsea workshop on the bottom of the registration plate. So that's quite a groovy conversion. What an incredible machine. Have to go around the front and have a look. Proper look. That's perfect for doing an auto jumble with or something like that. You can certainly fit a lot of shopping in that as well. Yeah, that's pretty neat.
You need to read about this because it does look quite unusual, doesn't it?
So this was altered sometime in the late 1980s, destined to go to a South African game reserve. Was altered accordingly for the climate and viewing purposes, but it never actually left the UK. Wow.
Yeah, because they're different.
Cost of this change is estimated at £60,000. Wow.
Approaching about Hamas and Palestine. I'm furious. That's
Another Maestro Turbo. Oof. By all accounts they went pretty well. Skoda Estate 480 ES two-tone alongside Honda Beat. There's a Mondeo Ghia X there. Another classic Proton with beaded seat cover. Is this the Proton triple valve or something like that?
Yeah, literally.
You can probably do like 85.
I'm talking 90s.
It is indeed.
Oh, no. It was I think it was a two-door. Yeah, so I'm talking like mid-90s.
Now there is that Vauxhall Royale Coupe, a car that from a distance I thought might be an Opel Monza, but no, this is the coupe version. You could get a saloon as well, neither of which you exactly stumble across all that often nowadays. Scrappage scheme Survivor. Another Mini 30 here. Water beading up on its polished flanks. Yeah, that's a very unusual sight now, that one. E-Class Merc 124 next to it. Toyota, is that a Camry? I think it is. Dolly Sprint 16 valve, another V70. What else can we see? Looks like the Silver Shadow 2 here is for sale. £7,500. Rover 100 Kensington. Another little Alfa Romeo. Just a 30. Yeah, it's a 33. A booted 33.
There's like 3 different shades of
So getting on for 40 years old. We've got a 3 Series in the E21 era. 3 Series there. Presumably one of the 6-cylinder cars with the twin headlights either side. Slightly lower, different wheels. Otherwise looks fairly stock from here. I spy Avenger Estate just down the end of the row here. This is a Chrysler badge one. This is one of the later cars. But none of them are exactly commonplace nowadays. Okie dokie, right. Let's go back up here. Another A-Class Merc, an A190. The VW panel van, is that the LT? I think.
Nice to see you.
Let's see what we've got. Variety of cars. Citroen, Merc. There's the MX-6. There's the E38. Capri 1.6 Laser, 1986. The Marina gets a wipe down after the shower just a few minutes ago. So this is one of the facelifted Marinas. 1700 HL on a W, produced not long before the Ital came along to replace it. We're on the back row now. A little 2CV. This one is called Edith, apparently. 2CV Dolly. The Volvo estate with appropriate plate on it there. The Suzuki Wagon R. And here is the Gullwing DeLorean.
Get at 7:30.
The Honda Civic negotiates the slightly boggy ground in places. Still cars arriving, the Subaru Brat, the pickup truck. There's our beautiful GT6. Very, very tasty. It's a Mark 1 with a low set front bumper on a 1967 registration. E-Reg, only ran from January to July of 1967. Lovely car. 2 litre straight 6. It's got cosmic alloy wheels on this one, period aftermarket wheels. That's a beautiful looking car. Right. Cavalier Classic. What's this? The Lexus Ford Sierra over here. Next to the Defender, got a Renault 21, I think. Yeah, Renault 21, just hiding over here at the end of the row. Yeah, pretty cool. The GTS Special Edition, 1.7 litres.
Yeah, why would you do it?
The Roland Garros edition of the Peugeot 205. Remember those? They did the 309 Roland Garros as well, I seem to remember. Big Volvo estate. We see quite a few of those at the events we get to. The Citroen BX, the MGF, Alfa Romeo, Renault 4 next to it. A couple of minis, very nice minis. The one on the left, funny enough, they're both J registration, but that is J suffix That is J prefix. This one, the earlier one, this is a Mark III, fairly early example of the Mark III with the hidden door hinges and many other modifications compared to the car that came before. Little Citroen Saxo in a wonderful colour, our favourite colour. So what's this, 406 Coupe, the Pininfarina designed 406 Coupe. 2 litre 5-speed manual, and lots of cloth inside, it says. The BX, another Mark III Mini, lovely one in grey. There's that 504 saloon. Side lights have been left on, hopefully the battery won't suffer as a result. XK8, what a beauty. Transit there, the Ford Transit with non-rotten front wheel arches. It's a rare sight. I like the original graphics down the side, that's pretty cool.
507? Is it 507?
Lovely Citroen CX just over here. So I'm working my way down this side of the driveway. There's that incredible 2-stroke Wartburg next to the P38 Range Rover. So that's what, about 1985, the registration on that one. Quite a luxurious one. It's got head restraints, opening steel sunroof with one of those sort of clearish visors to cut down on buffeting when you have the roof open driving along, left-hand drive, special import job. Wow. The Wartburg 353, built October 1987, registered to its new East German owner on 7th of January 1988, came to the UK in 2006. I do love these oddball cars. Anything that's a bit weird, a bit unusual, it's just perfect. And it's got a tow bar as well. Many uses. Citroen there. French registered still, left-hand drive. Looks like it's just on the way back from the Le Mans Classic. That was just a couple of weeks ago. Audi A2 classic Range Rover on the end. Got a Triumph 1300, the front wheel drive car there. Super clean car, look at how well polished is that. This is when you can tell how well polished the cars are, by how beaded up the water is upon them. Yeah, lovely to see that one. Real quality car, I do like those. There's a Lotus XL there. I can hear a drone overhead. Mark II Fiesta, Renault Clio, and there's that Hyundai Accent. The estate car version of the Rolls-Royce Silver Shadow is certainly getting a lot of interest. Right, what else can we spot? Little Fiat Punto, Metro, Rover SD1 up there. All sorts of things. Mark 1 version of the Vauxhall Tigre Coupe. Didn't they do an open top version of that as well? Metro with the MG Metro alloy wheels. There's the Rover SD1. There's a Nissan Bluebird. Yeah, nice to see one of those, and it's not the turbo one. This is the kind of car that most people could associate with, of course. This is a 1.8 GS, and it is for sale, the 1989 Nissan Bluebird GS. Parked in the garage, so it's driven until 2007, parked in the garage until 2020, recommissioned. Really low mileage, 45,000 miles. Yours for 4.5. There's a Peugeot 205 GT. Love the little stickers in the back. Apologies for the reflection. Anniversary year in 2023. Toyota Tercel, the four-wheel drive Toyota Tercel. Pretty cool to see one of those. Two-tone paint job, very distinctive, so 1980s. Got a three-door hatch version of the Nova. Early Metro, the Mini Metro. So what's the years that's on an A, so about 82 or 83. 306 Cabriolet, designed by Pininfarina, the VDP 1500, alongside Austin Maxi HL. Good to see a bit of Maxi action here today. Great colour as well, a lovely interior. Really great condition, that one. And on the end here, Morris Minor Traveller. I'm just starting to lose my voice. Let's continue the amble around in this general direction. Ooh, the bonnet is up on the Zephyr 6. I wasn't expecting to see one of those here today, but really pleased to see it. There is a Peugeot 309, a GRD Turbo Edition. Hilux alongside, but yeah, what a beauty. Ford Zephyr 6, so presumably, well, originally, it had a straight 6 in it, but no more, because I think I spy V8 engine under the bonnet. Maybe if I get round the other side, we'll be able to have a look. Oh yeah, Zephyr. It's got a Rover V8 badge on the back, so things are not as they seem with this 1950s Zephyr. There we go. Bit of a sleeper, this one. Nice visor on it.
Most of it can probably be done away with. See, it's running all day, otherwise it's still got for the dynamo. I wonder if a lot of wiring could be done away with.
Right. XJ6. A little Mini there of the early 1980s. Now what's that Honda called? Is it the HRV? I vaguely remember these, but it's been a while since I saw one, I think. Is it HRV or something like that? Yes, HRV. There we go. Pretty funky little car. Oh. Is it me, or does that shape remind me just a little bit of the Allegro estate? Right. There's a Mini E. Good to see that. Corsair, another Maxi, same colour as the other one. Maxi 1750 HL with its original Unipart number plate still, so that's good to see. AA relay sticker in the back window as well. Yeah, all very nice. Subaru Justy and a 205 Mardi Gras on the end here. Pug registration as well, seems appropriate. Red has been known to fade before, as evidenced by this little Corsair on the end here. So what's the story with this one? Just completed 2,758 mile round trip. This was in 2019. It's certainly well travelled. There's that other GC6, the Mark III. Very nice. 205 Aspen limited edition there. A couple of Mercs, the 190E and the contemporary E-Class alongside it, Rover 75. A couple of Beamers over there. Let's keep going. Renault, the Velsatis. That's a nice little... Is that a Polo? It is, isn't it? That is immaculate. Oh, incredible little car. Look at the trim. It's a beautiful car. Lovely colour as well. Polo GLS. Very sharp looking little car, that one. Like that. Mondeo. There's that Subaru Justy, the four-wheel drive Justy. The Velsatis, very distinctive rump on these. Alpha Spider, 2-litre twin spark. Lexus VW Vento on the end. Well-travelled VW over there. Ah, now there's a car I wanted to have a look at. Well, I say car, it is in fact the pickup which is sort of the, like I think, well, the Duet was the estate car version of the PV544. I'm not sure what the technical name, the official factory name is for these, the commercial variant of the 544, but whatever it's called, it's a pretty cool looking thing. Happy memories of owning a couple of PVs back in the day, the 544, and we also had a 444, and never one of these, never sold here in the UK, which is why this one is left-hand drive. What a funky thing that is.
When I see him, I always get an update on normally what broke it.
Pretty groovy to have the lamp up on the roof. There's a spider coming off my hat. I'll try and catch it on the microphone. Right.
See what you're pointing at? The thing is, I would love to buy a car.
And glistening in brown is this incredibly rare Fiat Strada Cabriolet, early 1980s, about 1984.
And,
amazing to see that. That's one of the facelifted cars, still with the very distinctive door handles. I well remember when Stradas were a thing. So that Fiat Seicento Sporting, Honda Insight. That's getting on a bit now, quite a futuristic looking car. I mean, it wouldn't look out of place in a showroom today really. So pretty advanced for its day. Little Twingo, Polo, and the Mark 1 MR2 on the end.
Yeah, but I still don't appreciate it.
Diesel Mondeo Mark 1. Beamer on the end. Sierra Sapphire, the booted Ford Sierra here. What's this little Toyota? Have a quick look. 2000 tax disc in the window. Who remembers tax discs? I miss tax discs. The little Toyota Starlet. So that's a 2000 car, I think. It's got a 1999 Road Atlas in the back window. A Japanese market brochure as well. Devils in the detail. I like all that kind of thing. Super clean car, that one. There's that Nissan 100NX, but the car I want to have a look at is the 2CV van alongside, circa 1973. It's an incredible machine, that is. Looks super duper original. Left-hand drive, still with the original stenciled specification details on the side of the scuttle there. Hope I'm not interrupting anything. Big mattress in the back there. Perfect, and just like on the Acadian, you've got these lift-up lockers here on the side. Ooh la la. Perfect. Got the Hyundai Coupe there, the Hyundai Accent alongside it, and a 206 Peugeot on the end. We'll keep going down here. E-Class Merc just makes its way through. Diesel powered pre-facelift S124 era of Merc, and the Mark II Cavalier. This one with Recaro seats in it. Oh, I say that. Yeah, 2 Recaro seats, slightly different trim material. 4-speed, 4 on the floor. So which model is this one? Cavalier. It's got one of these optional sort of reflective panels between the back lights. Well, I remember those being for sale. I'm guessing that was originally a fairly base spec car. Big Audi heading through with the Rover 800. One of the coupes. That's the Vitesse. Fiat Panda, look at this. Toyota Lucida with the world's biggest box hung off the tail of it. You'll have to remember that when you're reversing.
The roof is very much an afterthought.
Yeah, but like the Mark III we had.
There's a Mark IV Spitfire with Triumph Tune exhausts. Volvo 940, little VW Jetta over there. And that is the Citroën LNA.
Yeah.
Very original looking Triumph Dolomite here. Toyota Starlet alongside with lots and lots of Japanese memorabilia, model toys, brochures. There's a brochure there for the Starlet van. Pretty wild looking. That sort of spoiler thing over the back window. Rover Cabriolet, Citroën Honda, BMW 6 Series. This is the one, yes, there's no badge on the back, but the 635 registration points to it being the 3.5 litre straight 6 power car. Pretty groovy Bentley Arnage there. Alfa Romeo, there's the 405 Dakar edition. Alpha. Now which one's this? It's the estate version, the Pininfarina. Which one is it? 33. So we saw a 33 over the way over there. And this is the wagon version of it. What's that? Nissan Almera, yeah. Toyota there.
I think we're going this way, Memphis.
There's the old Leyland Princess, 1800. And there's that spectacular Mark I Granada. It's a Granada L, but with a few tweaks. It's a pretty special set of wheels on that. A beautiful bronze metallic. A great set of seat covers in the front. The wireless in the back there. Cassette play with auto stop. Picnic set as well.
I always liked the design.
Nice. Really sort of growing on me over the years, these early Granadas. XJ Sport, 6-cylinder car, around a 5 GT turbo, and another Mark III Mini over here with a very nice Gulf antifreeze do not drain sticker in the window. Very, very original little Mini, this one. Looks like it's got the Cooper wheels, the drilled Cooper wheels. Over the back over here I see that Volvo 144. This is a car that I videoed coming in, but I only saw it from a distance, so let's have a closer look. Happy memories of Dad and his 144S with the same fronts. The 144 underwent a number of styling revisions over its production run. This one is early 70s, 71-ish. Ours was a K-Reg, about 72 I think, but still with this style of front end on it. Later cars had the flush door handles. This has got the same handles as ours had, with a fixed handle and a little button underneath. But yeah, same dash as the one that Dad had. I well remember sticking to the vinyl seats in the back of it, going on holiday to Wales or Bognor Regis or wherever we were going at the time. So the 140 was introduced in 1966 and came to the UK in 1967. Of course, this basic body shape would go on in revised form to become the 240, which soldiered on for many, many years. Foreign markets also had the two-door saloons, the 142, but I don't think they were ever sold here officially. This is the 144 single carb car. 144S had the twin carburetors. MG Montego there. Escort Cabriolet. Another Talbot Alpine, one of the facelifted Alpines. So rare to see these Talbots. You might see one at a show that you go to, maybe one a year. There's a little two-stroke Trabant. That's neat to see a Traby here. Plenty of 205s. Yep, Series 2 Talbot Solara. Okay, carry on ambling in the general direction of Grimsthorpe Castle down the back there. And what is this incredible car here? It's up for sale. Is this a Volga? Hopefully there'll be a bit of information in the window. Right. What an incredible car. Yep, the Gaz Volga from 1966. Wow. Stunning interior. Wowzers. Love the shape of these rear lights. Really quite angular. Dink, dink, dink. Complete with built-in wireless. Maybe let me know in the comments what car or cars you were driving back in the 1980s, the 1990s and the beginning of the 2000s. What was your chosen steed? What did you choose? Was it any good? Do you regret buying it, or do you wish you still owned it? Always interesting to read your comments below the videos that get posted up here on the Old Classic Car channel. And look at this spectacular estate car version of the Citroen CX. Shiny. For Granada 2.8 Ghia X. Here is that 1993 Seat Marbella. So yes, this was a Spanish license-built version of the Fiat Panda. Non-factory bonnet release. Oh, look at that. BMW E9 Coupe. That's definitely exceptional in my book. Beautiful car. 3 litre. Still cars rolling in, which is pretty incredible. The Mark 1 Vauxhall Astra there. Very tight little Vauxhall Nova over here. This one has the rear wash wipe option. However, no passenger door mirror on this one. Some pretty jolly trim in there as well. How cool is that? It's so hard to recreate that now. Okay, so what are we looking at here? Answers on a postcard, please. I have no idea what this machine is. Don't recognise the badge. Somewhat more familiar. Cavalier SRI. Nice to see a few of those here today. Little Nissan, the booted Nissan here. But what is this? It is a Mercury Grand Marquis GS.
All the badges.
It's got plenty of badges, isn't it? So what's this? Is that the supplying dealer?
Possibly,
yes.
Nearly looks like Stinkers, doesn't it? But I'm sure it can't be. I'll put a new car from Stinkers.
Something like that, yeah. Wowzers. What a thing. Fantastic. How did that end up over here? I wonder if maybe a US serviceman perhaps had it when they were based at one of the US air bases here in the UK. Who knows? But that's how some of these cars ended up over here. Whether that's the case with this one or not, I don't know. But what a rare thing this is. A Mercury. Somewhat more familiar is this glorious 5-series Beamer E39. Beautiful colour. Saab 3-door 900 there. One of the GM era Saab 900s, the beginning of the end really for Saab. There's a Yugo Sana there, sandwich being consumed. Volvo 360, the Toyota Celica, Mini Cooper replica, the mighty Renault, Fiat Seicento, probably a Sporting, going off the wonderful colour of that one. Very bonny little car. And here's that little Nissan. What is it? A Sunny? So long since I saw one of these. Yeah, it is the Nissan Sunny on a G plate. Rare scenes. Nissan mud flaps as well. Pretty cool to see that. Another little Rover coupe coming in. Nissan mud flaps on the front as well. More Rover action over there just beyond this, the VW Polo. This is a G40. Is this the supercharged one? Looks like I'm a bit rusty on 80s and 90s cars, but either way, pretty cool to see that one here today. MGB is moving. Looks like it may be heading off.
Yeah, it's a classic. Yeah, but it's not.
Another great little Renault 5 over here, but which edition is this one? Quite a few special editions were built of these. What are we looking at with this one? Pretty jazzy interior, very, very colourful. This is the Super 5 1.2 TR ID, found on Facebook Marketplace in a sorry state. Yeah, pretty cool. And there's the proper brochure in the back there. So the Renault 5 ID, so lots and lots of nice little things. A standard fit, tinted glass, tilting glass sunroof, aerodynamic Saturn wheel trims, Philips stereo radio cassette player, internally adjustable door mirrors. Wow. The 5ID is a car for the person who is not afraid to take the lead in fashion and in life. A car that will reflect the individuality and identity of its owner. Never heard of that one before. Beginning to think I should have booked ours in. Ah, here is that VW Passat we saw coming in before. It's got an 82 tax disc in the window. The window is slightly open, so let's have a little peer inside.
Top three world.
There's a nodding dog on the back there. Churchill. Oh yes. Right. And here is that lovely Peugeot estate. Wow, that's a super clean example. We did see a few of these when we were mooching around in France just a year or so back. This, the 305 SR. Incredible condition. What a practical car that is. Nice boxy shape so you can fit plenty in it. Nice big windows so you can see out. Yeah. I'm not sure if car design has really improved since this era. Next to the TR7 Drophead, the 2-litre TR7 Drophead Coupe, we have Trabant action, built in Zwickau in East Germany.
love that.
Strange sort of composite bodywork. Is it Duraplast? I think it was called. Pretty mad cars. The very, very late ones did have a regular 4-stroke engine in, but the vast majority were 2-stroke like this one. Left-hand drive. Yeah. Pretty basic motoring for your East German family. Here, the Trav Toledo that we saw right at the beginning of the day. Always good to see a few classic Triumphs around and about. There's an Alpha 156 over there. This one looks pretty original. 1974 Trav Toledo. It's not flashy, it's not shiny, it's not fast, and not in especially good condition. Perfect. Yet this car was my first. My father paid £250 for it in 1993 as a hobby for us both. There we go, there's the full story. Just pause the video. Bit of the family history of this lovely old Toledo, which survives to this day. What a great little car. Got a Shrewsbury plate on the front. It's not a million miles away from where we're based. Escort Silver Shadow 2. And here Morgan, the roof very much in the up position. Another 123 series Mercedes, nice one, E-Class, diesel power. That's a 230. This incredible Lada is still one of my favourite cars here today, this Belgian registered. I'm assuming it's a Lada Samara based car. What a fantastic machine. Please forgive me for having another look at this incredible rarity, because I'll probably never see one of these anywhere again.
That will outlive us.
And I love the fact it's still got the proper Lada mud flaps on it as well. Honda Jazz gets a bit of detailing. Mercedes-Benz S-Class. One of the slab-sided ones. Oh, back to Ladas this time. The Lada, now which one's this? The Riva Estate, isn't it? Lots of these got shipped back to Russia, so there's very, very few of them still here in the UK. That and a combination of our climate seeing off most of the cars that were sold here. They were sold here in reasonable numbers, but not for many, many a year. I'm guessing this is probably an SLX, or at least one of the more upmarket versions with the headlamp wash wipers on it. Window open, let's have a quick peer inside. Admire the Russian dashboard. There's in a saloon version of one of these that I helped a mate of mine go and collect his Lotus XL project from South Wales. That was quite the adventure.
I actually bought my car from Hawks at Poston Evans. My one and my old car.
TR7 is off. It's immaculate, this Lada. Look at this incredible Datsun over here. Which one is this? Is this? It's just the 140, the 140Y. It's an estate version, left-hand drive, foreign registered. Is that a Portuguese plate? Could be. Wow. It's got the proper original dustbin lid wheel trims on it as well. And well, remember these around and about. Someone we used to know used to tow a caravan with a saloon version of one of these. Of course there was the 120Y as well, which was a bit smaller, which also had very distinctive wheel trims on it. This is a 160, right, okay. 160B Deluxe. But wow, look at that.
Yeah. I prefer hardcover.
Yeah, the glass on the side windows.
What is this, Mazda? Another special import job. I have no idea what that is. I do like the wheels on it, very similar to those on the old Gordini Renault 5s. What is that? Big coupe. I mean, there was the 626 and there was the 929 as well. Let's see if there are any clues on the back to tell us what this is. Look at those big speakers there on the rear shelf. Yeah, originally had a rear wiper. Right, 929 Limited. Wow. What an incredible thing. It's got this funny little rear side window that winds down just that bit. So this bit is fixed. This bit comes down, as does the door glass. There's a 305 estate. Quite a few Peugeot 305s here today. That's pretty groovy. It's one of those limited edition Mark 1 Astras. Incredible Reliant Regal here in beautiful condition. The fiberglass bodied Reliant Regal. Basis of the Supervan 3. Little Bush radio in the back. It's in beautiful condition. Look at the trim in there. And the dash. Like new. Just as it rolled off the factory production lines in Tamworth 50 or so years ago. Next to that is a glorious Renault 16. What a beautiful example from the late 1970s. Again, proper reflective metal plates on it. Lovely looking car. Very stylish, I think. Reliant Scimitar SS1.
Festival of the Unexceptional.
Nissan Laurel. Toyota Tercel. I think that's the second one of those I've seen here today. Ford Puma, a couple of those around.
I'm going to hold something up if you'd like to respond.
And a second Honda Jazz here today at Festival of the Unexceptional.
It's for the average. Yes, and that's why we saw cuts.
There's John Bentley of television, various over the years. And off goes one of the Datsun 100As.
I think that so you know, we were talking when we left.
Huh? Oh, right, see you in a minute.
Well, I bought some artwork off them. No, okay. No, I didn't. I'm mistaken. Sir Talbot he did some. Talking of dead, the thing about the Festival of the Unexceptional is...
Even all the catering vans here today have a certain je ne sais quoi about them. The H van is proving popular. Great example over here. So many of these have been converted into catering vehicles in recent years, and quite a few events will only let you in if you're a catering company if you do have a period looking van. So yeah, perfect for the job.
Ferried over to the other one. It's not a very... I didn't really want to go on it, but because we're in place...
Back in the concourse area, bonnet is up on this super little Triumph 1300 front wheel drive car. Engine very similar to that of the 1360 Herald, the smaller engine Dolomite, Spitfire and so on. And this an evolution of the engine that made its debut in Standard's SC series, the Standard 8 and the 10 in the early 1950s. Apparently this super rare Skoda was set to be scrapped just a year or so back. Fortunately it was rescued via an ad on Facebook Marketplace, and here you see it today in the Concours de l'Ordinaire. Side door being demonstrated on this Bedford rascal. Wow, look how the seat tilts back to access the engine down there.
The bodywork is better than this one. That's what it is.
It's incredible condition. Bit of judging going on here for the Concours de l'Ordinaire. Who will win, I wonder? Maybe this super shiny Rover alongside the Bedford. Renault Twingo here for the smaller driver. This oddball Peugeot popped up at the British Motor Museum at Gaydon once or twice. I think this is a Brazilian market car. Pretty sure that's what it is. Yep, Sao Paulo plates on the top of the dash. Here's one I didn't see before on my first lap of the field. Renault 25. This one about 1987-ish. Big 5-door hatch. This was Renault's luxury car of the era. This is the Renault 25 Symphony Edition. I love all these oddball limited editions that A, they came out with, and B, examples still survive of. That's incredible. And look at that, a Fiat Tempra SW. I think SW, I'm assuming that's station wagon, but super duper rare car there. There's Garfield on guard. And another oddball that I missed on my first lap, the Daihatsu Valera Saloon left-hand drive. I'm fairly confident that these were never sold here back in the day. Look at that, there's a reminder that back in the 1980s and 90s you could pop off the front of your in-car stereo to deter tea leaves from walking off with your in-car entertainment. Pop off front, codes that you had to type before it would actually fire up at all. 306, there's 306 sedan. Now we did see this one coming in before. Pretty cool that it's got a rear wiper even though it is a saloon. Pretty neat. Mitsubishi Space Wagon GLXI, 3 rows of seats, people carrier, rival to the Renault Espace. Now, are there any early Renault Espaces here today? I'm not sure if I've seen one, but as I've just demonstrated, I've not seen all the cars that are here, despite having a pretty good walk around. The Rover Vitesse, Volvo wagon there, the little Renault 4 van I did look at before. But I'm just going to have a quick amble up the field. It's raining again. Every time I come to this corner of the field, it seems to start raining. Still, not to worry. But is there anything that I missed the first time around, I wonder? Patina aplenty on this V-dub. What a treat to see this German registered Rover 200 here. Left-hand drive. Look at the phone. Super cover guarantee. München. Austin Rover.
So the rear lights, they are not orange.
Mm.
Japanese. Yeah, but Japanese also have red lights. It's weird, doesn't it?
An Infiniti Q45 from the early 1990s. Now here's a few that I missed while I was hiding under the trees earlier. Ford Cortina Mark IV. Don't seem to see too many of those around. I was talking about Datsun 120Ys before, and here we have an example of one, not with the original dustbin lid wheel trims. This one's got mini lights or copies of, but pretty rare 4-door 120Y in this incredible sort of turquoisey colour. I well remember these.
I thought Cal was modelled.
Here's that incredibly unusual early 80s Nissan Prairie, complete with emergency flashing lamp on the dash.
The only car I couldn't get rid of my hand.
A beauty in beige here, the 213S from Rover. I was looking at that Volvo 144 a little earlier, and this is the evolution of that, the 244, this one from 1978. Big chunky safety bumpers, big chunky doors, flush fitting door handles by this point in time, introduced on the 144 originally. This one an auto, did many miles in the passenger seat of one of these. My uncle had an A-Reg one, slightly later styling than this one.
I guess it's better than a £25,000.
Next to the Alfa Romeo, a proper established classic, 6-volt VW Beetle left-hand drive. Great example in black. Of course, Volkswagen, the people's car, originally designed pre-Second World War, when things were put on hold for fairly obvious reasons. Production got going properly following the end of the Second World War. In fact, it was the Allies that helped get the factory back on its feet, ironically. Yeah, what a stunning car, lovely detailing these. I think these are like an American sort of spec rear bumpers, tiny rear lights, one-piece rear screen by this point in time. Lovely looking car. There are two Trabbies here today, both very similar, both two-stroke cars. When did this come in? Hillman Super Minx convertible, no less. This was a proper factory job. Incredible. You don't see too many of those around. Big brother to the original Hillman Minx. Off goes the CX Turbo. Different grille treatment on these, the CD version, the posh version of the Cavalier. Pretty sure this is the only FSO that I've seen here today. Not seen any of the earlier FSO Polonaises so far, but I have missed some of the cars coming in.
FSO Polonaise.
Huh? We're strange, I like it. We like £3
Here's the CX Prestige long wheelbase car. What I like about CX is there's the concave rear window, which I always think is a pretty groovy thing. I'm not sure if the camera's really picking that up, but pretty incredible cars. Later version of the Honda Accord Aero deck over here.
I was at school then, and we had a day out. Oh, another Prestige. But it was a hard plastic.
Smoother, far more refined.
Window open on the Toyota Camry. Let's have a quick peer inside. A 1987 Camry GLI manual, one of 30 to 35 second-gen Camrys on our roads. Bit of period brochure action there, window slightly open. So let's have a look at that very comfy, very sumptuous looking cloth interior. Incredible condition. Ford Orion 1.6L tucked away just over here. Alongside the Chrysler Avenger that we were looking at a little bit earlier. We were dodging the showers. Citroen AX Echo and a Mark V Cortina. We saw a Mark IV before. This is the slightly later Mark V. Not a huge differences, to be honest. Different grille, different backlights. Look at this over here, a GT Sportif. Well, that's a very funky looking little car. Citroen AX GT Sportif edition. Complete on wide steel wheels. Excellent.
Oh, there it is over there.
Actually, now that it's dried off, this GT6 is actually a very, very original looking car. Most of the paint looks pretty much as it was applied many years ago, polished through in places. It's either the original paint or very old paint, and it gives it a great look. I love these GT6s, just wonderful looking little car. Good news, side lights are now off on the Peugeot 504.
Yes, that's it, the Tiger. Oh no, we saw one at there's one who does Easter. Yeah.
Bonnet now down on the Zephyr 6 with V8 engine under its bonnet. Definitely didn't expect to see anything like that here today. One of the Maxes is off. More classic bicycle action on the back of this VW.
So if we did something to the seats alone,
now over here is that BMW E9 Coupe that we saw driving in quite a while ago now on these Alpina alloys. 3 litre, is this the CSI? CSL? Either way, what a stunning bit of kit. This is one of my favourite cars of the 1970s. Such an elegant looking car. Oh, the four-wheel drive Lada Niva.
History was clean, to be fair.
Look over here, an old AEC fire appliance converted into a catering vehicle.
About 20 outside. So they don't have the capacity for it. They are looking to be directed. Second to have 2 feet. I feel like a star.
Quite the assortment of Haynes manuals for sale on the floor over here. Well folks, there we go. I think I've seen pretty much everything here at this year's Festival of the Unexceptional. First time here, and hopefully we'll be back again in future. Oh look, the roof is down on that incredible larder. What an amazing car, and there's been so many fascinating cars here today. Cars that you just don't tend to see, well, pretty much anywhere. I wasn't quite sure what to expect with this one, but it's definitely been worth the trip over. So thank you so much for watching this video. Something a little bit different for the channel. Please keep an eye on the channel for future uploads. If you haven't subbed yet, please think about doing so, because that helps the channel continue to grow, and there'll be many, many more videos along very, very soon. So bye for now.
Yeah, let's go to the car and you can sit down and relax, yeah?
Need a 10 mil.
I love the doors on this building over here, and those hinges. Wow.
My old favourite.